And here we are again at Novorossiysk, just a little bit before sunrise. This is Sukhoi's Su27 Flanker E, later edition of post-Cold War interceptor favorites, an absolute sports car, and DCS just released the professional flight model upgrade, which means that the flight model of the aircraft, the way it handles, the way it behaves is all, and the way it beeps is all accurate, according to Su27 pilots and the people who designed it. Unfortunately, we don't get a completely fleshed out and fully featured switch nightmare like we do everywhere else with the high-end models that cost more.
101. Высоко. Запуск разрешаю. Ветер у земли 041. Скорость 3 метров в секунду.
A totally top-end, fully switched out cockpit for the Su27 may very well be coming at a price sometime in the future, but not today. So, for the moment, we have the professional flight model Su27 with the Flaming Cliffs cockpit. Flaming Cliffs was an add-on pack, a DLC. And as you can see, dude's hands just kind of sit there on the stick and the throttle, and they don't go anywhere. And we can't click on anything. Which is fine because we don't really need to. They have the controls somewhat simplified. And if you have a decent stick and throttle, it's actually very accessible. It's way more accessible than the A10C Pro module and the KA50, all the really high-end stuff. It's way more accessible than that. So anybody can just hop in here, map a few keys, and do their thing, and really enjoy a very well-modeled aircraft. This flight model was what the publishers and developers of DCS began on. They published Flanker 2.0 and 4.0, if you recall, way back in the MicroProse days, way back in the day. And this is the culmination of it, and it's arguably one of the finest fighters or interceptors you'll ever get the pleasure to watch in real life, on video, or fly a simulator of, because it's impressive.
101. Высоко. Разрешаю время на полосу 2-2.
The Su27 is powered by a pair of Saturn AL31 turbofans. I shit you not, they named them Saturns. Pilots claim that it's pretty much as easy to hop into and fly as a MiG-29, which was considered to be the driver's car of the fighter world for the longest time. And you can tell my braking is super smooth because I don't have pedals.
Высоко. 101. Взлет. 101. Высоко. Взлет по готовности. Отход по схеме на 300. По давлению 746,69.
It's very difficult to taxi slowly in this thing. These jet engines that they've got attached to this thing here in Mother Russia, very responsive. Very responsive. So, you know, I can't see, I don't have a pointer, but there's actually an indicator down here for the leading edge slats on the wing, as well as the flaps and the speed brake all in one little cartoon there in the lower left. And when you turn the aircraft on, and I'm told this is normal, it displays the flaps down even if they're not. Once you get in the air, it's supposedly a little more accurate. So slats are down, flaps are down, slats are automatic. There's the slats indicator there just next to, or above and left of the aircraft status indicator. You'll note this cockpit is not in Russian. That was a user-made modification by somebody, thank God, and thank you for whoever did that, because damn, I can't read anything in Russian anymore. The cockpit, the 0 up on the HUD is the speed, and the 2R on the right, that's radar altitude, that's your altitude. And this aircraft displays everything in kilometers an hour and meters. So it'll look like we're doing 1,000,000 miles an hour, but we're really not. Kind of like driving in Canada. And there she goes. She wants to pitch up hard with the burners on, but it picks up speed like a bat out of hell. I'm having to hold the nose down and making, and the gear's not up. That's a problem. It's apparently very easy to overspeed this thing, which I think I just did, and that prevents the gear from retracting. There we go. Good old Russian hardware. I'm gonna lay it over on its belly. There we go. No problems with thrust to weight ratio here. None at all. Notice the slats start to come down as we're losing speed. Our angle of attack is high. This thing was designed to compete with the F-15 Eagle. Myself having never sat in either one of these things in real life, but having watched all the comparative analysis and read way too much Jane's Defense Weekly as a child, I'm morbidly curious to see which one would come out on top between two really good pilots, because on paper in the simulator they're really close, and I really think the Su27 has the F-15 beat pretty hard when it comes to sex appeal, because that's a beautiful aircraft. We are now at an altitude of 7,700 meters and continuing to climb. One kind of disconcerting element of Russian aircraft is they all have a HUD with an attitude indicator that is completely opposite from what the West is used to. You'll notice that when I roll the aircraft, there's a little datum on the HUD that rolls with me. Now on an American aircraft, there is no datum. The aircraft, there's nothing that rolls on the HUD. The HUD rolls. There's a pitch ladder on the HUD that moves to stay with the orientation of the ground. And so coming from Western aircraft, hopping this thing, it takes a good few minutes or so to really kind of get your bearing. For a late 70s, early 80s aircraft, and then retrofitted many years later, this thing is very user-friendly, much more so than a Western aircraft, I gotta say. The controls and the displays in it are very simple, very Pong and Asteroid style. Let's see how much speed we can pick up here. You'll note, if you take a look at this screen here on the bottom right, that's my true ground speed. Very handy. There's my indicator speed, and there's my true ground speed in kilometers an hour. So, we're hauling ass. A lot of ass. And we're also consuming fuel at an alarming rate. If you watch the fuel gauge for a few seconds, you can watch it go down when you're an afterburner. Also, take a look at this radar warning system. It's from a MiG-21. Looks positively ancient in an aircraft like this, but it still works. thing you should never do at a speed like this is make rapid movements. I've just engaged autopilot to decrease the possibility of a fatal mistake. Check high-tech ground speed. Shows no signs of slowing. Got a fuel warning on tanks 1 and 2. Let's take it out of autopilot, throttle back, and this thing performs exceptionally well at low speed. Just barely see the stars. I think the F-15 has this rig beat in maximum altitude, if I recall. But if you get up past 30,000, 40,000 feet, it's really pretty. It's also a long trip down. This is a very rugged airframe. It's rated to 9 Gs at all attitudes, symmetrical and asymmetrical load. Which means that, according to the manual, there is no possible way to overspeed it in any condition that it can get itself into. That's what the Russians claim. But from an altitude of over 10,000 meters, if we just point it straight down with no throttle at all, not entirely straight, but close. Pick up plenty of speed. Oh hell, why not just give it a full burner? Let's dig a hole. Go ahead and trim that out. Check how it's at ground speed. Now, in real life, if I was doing this right now, this very gentle rudder. Oh, there we go. It's gonna break up. Woo! Little bumpy. Yeah, the manual mentioned that it starts to pitch wildly. Yeah, oh, you can see the wings flexing. Yeah, we probably just broke a whole lot of stuff right there. I mean, like, lots. Whoever is crew chief on this airplane is really mad right now, or is going to be when it comes back. Yeah, that's... Let's go and pull some G's. That would hurt. This would hurt so much right now. This would hurt so much in real life. Go straight vertical. And let's see if we can flame the engines out. That's always fun. Go ahead and tilt the tail over. See if we can induce a spin or something fun like that. Whoa! There we go. 0 speed. Watch those engine RPM indicators closely. Hey, haven't flamed out yet. Good for them. But we are falling. This is where the Su27 really excels. You can tumble this bastard all around the air and it'll still recover, not break, and do some really wild stuff in the direction it's not pointed. There's a feature where one can engage direct flight control, meaning that the fly-by-wire system is disabled. And when we disable the flight control system, we are apparently able to perform the Cobra maneuver if we so dare to. Many people have died performing that maneuver. The direct flight control system means you basically put the backup system online in place of the regular system and intentionally handicap the pitch oscillation dampening of the aircraft. And you can do stupid shit like that. Which, if there were a real pilot in this aircraft, he would be in excruciating pain right now. And I'm pretty sure both engines flamed out. Yep, they did. We're tumbling. Life is but a dream. Let's try and restart these suckers. We only have 2,000 meters to do it, but what the hell. Come on, you suckers, light off. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. See if we can put this thing on its side so that I can eject. Nope. Nope, nope. Well, folks, this is it. It's all over. Tell my wife that I love her. I won't be home for Christmas. Tell little Jimmy I meant to, oh shit, there's the ground. I don't remember what I was saying. In any event, yeah, don't do this. They're restarting! No, they're trying. Okay, so watch as the trees rapidly approach the canopy in freeze frame. Yeah. That'll ruin your day. More or less. Well, I finally crashed something. I hope you're happy. Good night, everyone.